Bree, that's okay. You can still do it today. If you do it today, then your results will be part of our leaderboard. Um, yes, Itandile.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask,
Mhm.
ma'am, like when I go on the Google Classroom app, right, ma'am, and then
Mhm.
I wanted to see if I did my quizzes. They said,
Mhm.
ma'am, I missed out everything. Like all of the quizzes that we have done, they are missing,
Mhm.
and I don't
No,
know why.
I'm not really sure how the Google Classroom works, to be very honest. But don't worry about your like results not showing up on Google Classroom itself. As long as you do the quiz and you do it with the link that I've sent, or the link in Google Classroom, that's okay because we collect the results to the quiz directly from that link itself. So we don't use Google Classroom to collect the results, if that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, that's it, Amelia. So don't stress about not seeing your result or seeing it not done on Google Classroom. What was I saying? We are starting with finance today. As you would recall, last week we finished up with expressions, and we are moving on to a new topic today, which is financial maths. We are only spending this week working on finance because it's not a very um I don't want to say important, but it's not a very long topic and it's not going to give you too many marks in a test or an exam. What are we focusing on today? We'll be going through discounts, profit, and VAT. Now, when we start with this topic of finance, I want you guys to keep in mind that finance deals with a lot of percentages. So let me get out a pen. So you have to be very, very comfortable with using percentages, okay? So you have to know 100% can equal to a whole. 100% equals to one. You should know that. You should be able to convert to decimals from whole numbers to percentages. You should understand how percentages work. If I say I want 50% of something, it really means I want half of something, okay, or 0.5. So I know you guys went through percentages in the beginning of the year. You really need to have a deep understanding of your percentages for this topic to be fun and make sense. Um, the best way to do finance is to understand it. You are gonna get stuck if you try to memorize. Memorizing kind of will always lead you to problems. So my advice that I'm giving to you guys now at the beginning of the lesson is that you need to know your percentages. And obviously, if you're a little bit unsure of your percentages, you won't be able to go and revise them now. But I'll talk about them and why they're important and how they make life super easy when you're doing finance. Um, Anyways, moving on, starting with the first thing we are going to cover, we are covering discounts on the top over here. And so, what is a discount? A discount is a reduction. So, in other words, a decrease. A reduction is also just a decrease in the selling price of an item. And so that is that. I'm seeing, I don't know if I'm seeing random things happening in the chat or if it's just me. Uma, let's please be mindful of the fact that I'm trying to read your random messages while we do the lesson. What is that? A reduction in the selling price of an item. Now, what is a selling price? Okay, the selling price is what you would buy an item for if you were to go to the shop. So, this the selling price is what you pay before your discount. Okay. So, for example, if we are buying something from Checkers, let's say we're buying milk from Checkers, and a 2 liter milk, let's just call it, is normally 35 Rand. We'd call that our selling price, because that's the price that Checkers is selling our item for, and that's the price that us as a customer would go and buy it for. But if there is a discount, then there would be a reduction in that selling price. My selling price would actually be decreased, and that would be the amount that I pay. And so what really happens is that if my milk is 35 Rand, if they're offering me a discount, they're going to reduce the milk by maybe, let's say, 5 Rand. And now my milk will cost 30 Rand instead of 35 Rand. So the selling price is 35 Rand, but the discount was 5 Rand. So actually what I'm going to pay is 30 Rand. And so when we talk about a marked price, oh, goodness gracious, please let me draw straight. My mark price is really my selling price. So how do we calculate items relating to discounts? Well, your selling price is your mark price. You are then going to subtract your discount, okay? And so your discount will either be given to you in a percentage or in a Rand value. So in my example, I gave it to you that it was 5 Rand. But sometimes they'll say 20% off milk. And so then you have to calculate, okay, well, what is 20% of 35 Rand? And that would be your discount. And then you can calculate the Rand value yourself. And then when you take your selling price less your Rand value of your discount, you get the amount that you will pay after the discount. So that's that on discounts. We'll do some examples now. I see Liaho has a question. Yes, Liaho.
So, ma'am, like with MathsLive, ma'am. So, when is our break? Is it this week? I mean, is it next week?
Um, Oh my gosh, Liaho, you gave me a heart attack. I thought we were supposed to be on a break already.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
No. It is from the 15th. So we'll have MathsLive this week and we'll have MathsLive next week. And then after that, we won't have for the rest of June.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am.
Yes. Itandile, my mind has been very preoccupied lately. I told you, I almost forgot about our lesson today. So yes, I forgot. Liaho gave me a heart attack when he reminded me that we had a break. I was like, am I having a class when we're supposed to be on break? But no, the break will start not this week, not next week, the next week. Yes. Okay, so that's that on discounts. So I don't think there's any questions so far on this theory surrounding it. Now I want to show you guys a little bit of a trick that we can use here when we're dealing with discounts, which deals with percentages. If you don't understand what I'm going to say, ignore it. Do not confuse yourself. If you feel that you're super good with percentages and you understand what percentages are, then this is something for you and you should follow with me. So when we talk about a marked price, usually we would have to pay 100%, right? We would have to pay 100% of our selling price. But when there's a discount, then we have to pay a certain percentage less. So let's just say they say it's a 20% discount. And so then that means we're minusing, and I put in there minus X percent, because it depends if it's 20%, 5%, you know. So you'll normally pay 100%, but when there's a discount, we minus that percentage discount. And then the amount that you pay will end up being the 100 minus X. Okay. So for example, if my discount was 20%, then the amount I'm actually going to pay is actually going to be 80%. Okay. So look at what happens. My discount is 20%. My selling price is 100%. And the amount I pay is 80%. So when they ask you, let's just say we have a 20% discount. Let's say we have something that's selling for 100 Rand. So the selling price is 100 Rand. How much am I going to pay after the discount? Normally what you do is, well, you'd calculate the 20% and then minus. But when you know percentages, you know, well, if there's a 20% discount, I'm only going to pay 80%. And because I'm only going to pay 80%, I can calculate how much I'm going to pay by saying 100 multiplied by 80%, and you're going to get 80 Rand. Okay, so this is why I'm saying percentages makes finance fun. It makes it a lot easier. But if you're confused about this percentage thing I just spoke about, ignore it. It will come with time, or just stick with the way that you know. So that's that. And you'll see now, if you don't understand this, look at what we would have done. Well, we would have said, okay, I have a 20% discount of 100 Rand. I would have done my calculation. I would have calculated that to be 20 Rand. And then I would have said, well, what I'm going to pay is going to be 100 Rand, but I less my discount, and that is going to give me 80. So you see in this, with this method, we had to do 2 steps. Whereas when you understand the percentages, you only have to do 1 step. Okay, so that's that on the percentages. You guys can give me, I want to say, a thumbs up or a thumbs down on whether or not you understand my percentages, or if not that, then if you understand discount in general. Okay. I'm seeing 3 thumbs ups. I don't have the participants open, so I can't see. Okay, in the reactions, there are 2. I'm looking for like a little bit more than that. There are 16, 15 of us in here, excluding myself. Okay, cool. I see us giving some thumbs up. So, oh, and also, like I said, I prep my lessons very far in advance, but what I was doing was, whenever we have story sums, I'm including a person from class, their name in the story sum. So Tando, you are up first. Is Tando with us today? I think yes. Tando, you were the first one to greet me today, weren't you? Yes, Tando, it's your time to shine. A second-hand car dealer offers Tando a discount of 15% on a car priced at 60,000 Rand. Okay, what is the value of the discount? Well, already, and here we have discounts already. What is the value of the discount? My value is 15% of 60,000 Rand. Okay, how do I do these of sums? Well, that's going to be 15 over 100 multiplied by 60,000 over 1. Can you guys tell me what is the simplified answer to this? Or is there someone who wants to help me simplify this? So much money, yes, Itanile. What is, and so when we talk about the value of the discount, we're talking about the discount itself. How much is the discount that we are receiving? Anybody? Where's Rory-san? Rory-san is always helping me with these questions. He's not here today. Anybody? Okay, I will simplify it so long. I hope you guys are doing it with me as well. You divide. So it's like multiplication of fractions, Uma. So you can simplify each fraction first, there's no really simplification more that I can do of each fraction. And then we can either multiply across and then simplify, or cross simplify and then multiply. So remember, you could either go, well, 100 goes into itself once and 100 goes into 60,600 times. I just crossed 2 zeros off of both of them. And 15 and 1 can't be simplified. Remember, that's when you cross simplify. Now remember, not cross multiply, cross simplify. So you could do that. And then 15 times 60 is what? Can somebody give me that in the chat? I also have my calculator. Let me do it with you guys. 15 times 60. Let's see who gives me my answer first. Bri, I did see your hand up. Did you put it down? Alia, thank you. It is 900 over 1. Why did I get 1? At the bottom, it's just 1 times 1, which I know I don't have to write 900 over 1. I can just go 900. And remember, because we're doing finance, I always have to include. Something is wrong here. I also got 900. Give me a second, 15 times. I think I said 15 times 60. I take it back. It's 15 times, look at the 0 that's still open there. It's 15 times 600. Let's try that again. 15 times 600 is going to give us what? 9,000. Yes. So if anybody's confused about what mistake I made here, when I simplified, I only crossed off 2 zeros from my 60,000 and it left me with 600 at the top here. So when we multiplied across, it was 15 times 600, which gave us the 9,000. So that was my mistake. I missed my 1 0 there. It's kind of squished in. So yes, it is 9,000. So that is the value of the discount. And then we're asking, how much will Tando have to pay for the car? Does somebody want to do that? Itandile, no. Tando will not pay 9,000. 9,000 is the discount, okay? So let's go up here quickly. Let me do this. Let's look at this. My discount is 9,000. My marked price is 60,000. Remember, what is the amount I'll pay then? Well, I take my marked price, I minus my discount, and I get the amount I will pay and be 100%. We get 51,000. And very important that you cannot go and just write 51,000. You have to go and you have to put in your rand sign to tell me, well, Handel is going to pay 51,000. Okay, we're all happy with this example. These two questions, do you guys now see the difference between the value of the discount, the marked price, and what we pay after the discount? Alia, I see your handle. There you go. Okay, we got some thumbs ups. Moving on, I saw who's in our next. Oh, and he's not here today. Layla missed his chance. Our next question, we're just practicing now these percentages. We are dealing with discounts and percentages. So calculate the value of the discount and the price that Layla will pay for the following. So remember, they want the value of the discount and the price that Layla is going to pay. So here, this is my selling price. This is my discount, but they've given me this discount in a percentage. So this percentage cannot be the value of my discount. I want my discount in a rand amount. And then once I calculate my discount in a rand amount, I can also calculate the price that Layla will pay. And so what I want you guys to see is that I was supposed to pay 100% of 490. Bree, I just want you to let me know, are you asking a question or do you want to answer?
I want to ask a question. Hi,
Yes.
ma'am, by the way.
I
Why can't we just say 490 over 1 times 47 over 100?
You can. That's basically what we did up here. I just added in the extra step of saying 15% of 60,000. But where do we get the 15 over 100 times 60,000 over 1? It comes from this beginning bit here, saying 15% of 60,000.
Ma'am, I was talking about number, this one that we're doing, because you said we have to convert it. We have to convert 47 into rands, then we can calculate.
Yes. So when I say we're not converting 47 into rands. No. What we are doing is we are converting 47% of 490 into a rand amount. Because if I ask you, well, what's the discount? Do you have a rand amount to give me right now at the moment? No, you only know
No.
that the discount is 47%. So when I talk about a rand amount, I mean, yes, we know the percentage of the discount. But in rands, what will that percentage equal to? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure. And so I think, Bree, with that question as well, you'll see that what I was explaining now will help you a little bit as well. What I want you guys to see is that we would have paid 100% of my selling price. And what was my selling price? So I can give you everything in percentages and in rands. My selling price is 100%. In rands, that is 490. Then we have my discount. My discount, I know in percentage, it's 47 percentage. 47%. But I don't know what the rand amount is. And so I know then to get the amount that I'm going to pay, I'm going to take 100. I'm going to minus 47%. 100 minus 47. That gives me 53. So I know I'm actually only going to pay 53% of 490. But I also don't know what the rand amount is there. So let me show you guys how we can actually calculate this. So I can go ahead and I can calculate my discount by saying, well, 490 over 1, and I want to know what is 47% of that. Okay, and remember, we can cross simplify. So I'm going to cross out my 0 and my 0 there. And then can somebody tell me what is 49 times 47? Two, 303. Thank you, Itandile. And then at the bottom, we have 1 times 10, which is 10. Let's convert this fraction now into a decimal because we want it to be in rands. Well, I know I can, if I divide this by 10, it's going to be 230,3. And because I know I'm dealing with rands, I'm going to put the 0 at the end. So, Itandile, you were very correct in your answer over there. And so now I know what my discount in rands is. My discount in rands is going to be 230, 30 cents. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Then I want to show you guys to calculate the amount that we pay. We can do it in 2 ways. We can take our selling price less our discount. So we can go 490 minus 230.30, and that will give us the amount we're actually going to pay. Somebody can calculate that for me. Or the other method, when you're using, sorry, Uma, you're always picking on my numbers. The other way that we can calculate how much we're going to pay is by saying, well, I know I'm going to pay 53% of my selling price. And so you could go 53 over 100 times 490 over 1, cross simplify. You're going to get 53 times 49. you're going to get 2597 over 10. And you could then simplify that to 259 Rand 70. So Valentine, you were 100% correct over there. And you'll see when you use this method, it is the exact same. Now, what I want to tell you is when you're actually writing out the calculations, this method is a little bit longer. But when you don't have to write out the calculations, it's actually a lot quicker to use this method that I've done over here, because you can just plug it into your calculator super quickly, and you don't have to first calculate the value of the discount and then go minus. You can just go straight. Well, I know my selling price is 490. I know I'm going to pay 53%. Do your 53% times 490 in your calculator super quickly. So I want you guys now, give me a thumbs up only if you understand this method over here that I've done percentages with. You can please give me a thumbs down. I'm actually more concerned with the thumbs downs. If you don't understand how I got this percentage, you have to remember, guys, that we can talk about everything either in percentages or in Rand values. Okay, Shady, Alia, I see that. Thank you for that. I see somebody reacting. It's Kaylee. Bree, you're a little bit confused. Okay, Bree, can you tell me, do you understand this other method over here? This method that I have done over there? And Valentine, can you guys tell me, do you understand this first method? Yes, you do. Okay, Bree. Valentine, you do. Okay. What I want you guys to think about is we have 100%, right? We have 100% of our selling price. Our selling price is the full price, right? We have to pay full price. But when we have a discount, we have a reduction in a percentage. And so it means we're not going to pay 100% anymore. Because there was this discount of 47%, I'm actually not paying my full price anymore. I'm not paying 100%. Remember, full price is 100%. But because I had a discount, I'm not paying my full price anymore. I'm actually only paying 53% of the full price. And so by doing that, what I did here, this sum that I did over here was actually, I just said, well, what is 53% of my selling price, which was 490? And I calculated that. If you guys still are not okay with this method, that's okay. Stick with this first method. Stick with the first method and you'll be okay. The next thing I want to do super quickly is this 300 Rand with a 15% discount. Wow, if we think about it, I know I have Rand values and I know I have percentages. My selling price in my Rand value is 300 Rand, which is usually 100% of what I would pay. My discount is 15%. I don't know yet what my Rand value is. And then what am I going to pay? Well, I don't know in Rands how much I'm going to pay. But when I deal with my percentages, well, I know I'm going to pay 85% of my original selling price. 100%, Alia. Super, super great. And so now that we know that, it's kind of easy for us to calculate. Well, I can go 15% of 300 to get my discount. And to get how much I'm going to pay, I can go, Liacho is 100% correct. I can go 85% of 300. So can you guys tell me, I'm not going to do all the calculations. Tell me what is 15% of 300 and what is 85% of 300? For anybody who isn't understanding my method over here, why I'm saying 85%, what we're basically doing is we're just doing my shortcut. If you don't understand that, that's okay. You would calculate your 15% of Itandile, it's 15%. So I'm not sure where you're getting 4,500, but yes, it is supposed to be 45. So 15% is 45. And so what we really just did is to calculate our amount we're going to pay, we would have gone 300 less 45. And this will give you the same answer as this. Okay, so now we know my discount in rands is 45 rand. Can someone calculate 85% of 300 to tell me what am I going to pay? 255. 255. Great stuff. Okay. With that being said, hey, Liacho, you are in the next one, but I think I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna answer this brain break very, very quickly because I'm taking longer than I expected. But brain break, would you rather spend a week in the forest or a night in a real haunted house? Liacho, I'll be with you just now. I'm just going back for Kamo. Forest. Everyone's saying the forest. Honestly, same. Same. Okay, come on. I hope there is enough time. Yes, Liacho.
Ma'am, definitely a forest, ma'am. Yo, like, ma'am, like a haunted house, ma'am. Like, who will stay there, ma'am? Yo, you'll be possessed. The
That's
kitchen ought to
true.
be possessed. Yeah, or
That's
die.
true.
I don't know. But
Yeah,
things will
Liacho.
happen.
All your friends are agreeing with you, so I'm
And a
just gonna
valley,
ask.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good choice, Liacho. Thanks. Yes, Bri, are you answering the next one or this one?
Ma'am, I'm answering this one. Personally, I'll go for forest because I'm looking to start some drama with the base. I actually want to test out if these theories are true. So I'd spend a week in the forest.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I think everybody decided that. I don't think anybody would want to stay with like a ghost, you know? That's kind of
Yeah.
scary. Thanks,
Yeah.
Bree.
Okay, ma'am.
Next one, guys. Would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed? Personally, I'll take the rat. I will take the rat because my bed is my safe place. Like my whole body is in there, you know? I'll take the rat. There cannot be a roach where I sleep. Bree, I'm gonna ask Itandile to answer because you've answered already. If nobody puts up their hand for the next one, you can answer the next one. Yes, Itandile.
Personally, ma'am, I'll go with you. I cannot. No way. Is that I'm sleeping on the bed that has roach on it. Personally, I'll go in the kitchen is fine. I only eat snacks, so half of the kitchen can stay, half of the kitchen is like what's my bad. So please, like rat, be in the kitchen, knowing that the roach is not on my bed.
Yeah, I agree, Itandile. Thanks for answering. We have Kaylee answering our next one. Kaylee, would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
I think I want to rewind, ma'am.
I think so too. But you know what's a good question is, would we remember that we rewinded? You know, like would we know what happened or would we just be lost?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Hmm. But I would
But
think I would also rewind.
yeah,
Why do you say rewind, Kaylee?
ma'am, all the mistakes I've done in the past, I wanna
Same,
fix them.
same, Kaylee, same. Thanks for answering.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure. Yeah, everybody, oh wow, we are all agreeing today. Everybody has the same answers. Cool. I think this might be the last Yes, it is. Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page, or bite your tongue every time you eat? Are there any takers for this next one that is not someone who's answered already? If not, I'm gonna have to get Liacho to answer it, and then we're gonna carry on. So I'm sorry, Itandile. Liacho, looks like it's you, yes?
Finally, ma'am, redemption. Finally.
You got it
Anyway,
this
ma'am.
time.
Anyway, ma'am. I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna say paper cut, ma'am. Yo, ma'am, biting your tongue. Yo, that's tough, ma'am. Yo, I think I bit my tongue last week. Yo, it was bleeding.
Ooh, how
Yeah.
hard did you bite that Liacho?
I don't know, ma'am. Yo, but I bit it hard. Yo, I think I was enjoying the food because I was eating pizza. Yeah.
I see. But you
Yeah.
see, the thing is, like, you recover fast from a tongue bite. Paper cut, do you know how they burn after?
Yeah, they burn, but ma'am, I'd rather go for that.
And you guys are in school. Imagine how every time you take out a book and you open that page, cut. Can you
Eish,
imagine?
yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Good luck with that. Yeah, thanks for answering.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Um, and I guess it was kind of fitting that we ended on Leacho because he's featured in our next questions. Your friends can open. Okay, now that we know what discounts are, what we also need to know about is we need to know what is profit and what is loss. Okay, so when I'm talking about a profit, I'm saying profit is the difference. And remember, what does this word difference mean? It really just means subtraction, so minus. So profit is the difference between my selling price. So we already know what a selling price is, but now we also have the cost price of an item. Okay, so now think as if you owned a business. You have a selling price that you sell your goods for. People come into your shop, they buy your items for the selling price. We spoke about that already, what the selling price is. But now we have a cost price as well. When you own a business, you sell stuff at a profit, right? You don't sell it for the same amount or for less than what you bought it for. The whole point is you want to make money. And so when we're looking at a profit, that is basically the difference, the money that I make from selling my product. So it is my selling price less my cost price. It's the difference between my selling price and the cost price of an item. If my selling price is less than cost price, it's called a loss. And you know, if you guys did business or if you were in primary school and did market days, you don't want to make a loss. You don't want to make less money than what you are spending. So we don't like to do that. And so here's some equations for you guys. When you're calculating profit, it is your selling price less your cost price. Sometimes though, what happens is that we have multiple items that we're selling. So to calculate my total profit, so this is generally what we use for total profit. To calculate my total profit, so Valentine, I'm helping you too, I guess. To calculate my total profit, what I do is I take my income. And what is your income? It's the amount you get from selling all of your products. So not just the selling price of one product, but the amount that you get from all of your products. That would be your income, less your expenses. And your expenses would be the amount you pay for all of your products. So not the cost price of just one product, but the cost price of all of your products. So I hope everybody's happy with this theory of profit and loss. If you're lost, now is the time to put your hand up and ask a question. We're gonna move on though to our question. We have Liacho, who is a shopkeeper. He buys bread for 10 Rand, and because he wants to make a profit, he sells it for more than he buys it for. So he sells it for 18 Rand. How much profit does Liacho make per loaf of bread? Can somebody tell me? I think that's a pretty easy question. Alia, 8 Rand profit. How did I get that? Well, my equation is up there. My profit is equals to my selling price less my cost price. I see Liago is selling his bread for 18 Rand and it costs him 10 Rand. Liago, don't make me laugh. Why are you laughing? I don't even know why I'm laughing. I'm just laughing because you're laughing. And so Liago's profit over here is 8 Rand. Okay, so that's that. And so now, here's a good question. What is the profit as a percentage of cost? So what is my profit? My profit is 8 Rand. I want to know what percent is that 8 Rand based on my cost. Well, it's like when you calculate marks, right? When you calculate your marks, you say, well, I got 8 out of 10 times 100, right? That's what you do to calculate your percentage. The same thing that you're going to do to calculate the percentage of profit. We made a profit of 8 Rand out of my cost price of 10 Rand. Because remember, I'm calculating profit as a percentage of cost. And so that is going to be that. Somebody tell me, what is this? What percentage is this? What do we get? Alia is on the money today, 80%. Okay, I think we're all happy with this. I saw quite a few answers in the chat. Yeah, there we go. Can you give me a thumbs up, thumbs down that we're understanding this concept of profit, loss? Kaylee, okay, your hand is down again. I'm thinking you wanted to react with a thumbs up. Yep. Cool. So we're happy. Yeah, I hope you're happy with your profit. We have Itandile's business next. Moving on. We have Itandile. Itandile buys 10 stacks of oranges for 200 Rand. Now, do I know, in this case, do I actually know the amount that I paid for each orange sack? Not really. I just know I bought 10 sacks for 200 Rand. I mean, obviously you could calculate it, but when it's all grouped together, it's a lot easier to use this to calculate it using profit is equals to income less expenses. So immediately I'm seeing this 200 Rand as an expense. Okay. Each sack of oranges that we buy has 30 oranges. So in other words, how many oranges in total did I buy? Well, I had 10 sacks. Each sack is going to have 300, nope, 30 oranges. And so really what I did was I bought 300 oranges. Okay. She sells all the oranges for 1 Rand 50 each. How much money will Itandile make from selling the oranges? And now this is selling all. If she sells all the oranges, how much money will she make? This is how we're going to calculate it. We're going to say my total income. Because remember, we asked how much money. I have not asked yet for the profit. But my income will be my 300 oranges times 1 Rand 50 each. Okay, and that is going to give me 450, 100%, Alia. So how much money Itanile is going to make is 450 Rand. And then, how much profit are we going to make? Try again, Alia, you're close. I think that was just a calculation error. Remember, my profit equals to income less expenses. What was my income? My income was 450 Rand. What was my expenses? How much did I buy the oranges for, guys? How much did I buy the oranges for? Anybody? Alia is correct in your answer. So we bought my oranges for 200 Rand. And that is how Alia over there and Liaho got 250 Rand profit. So these two examples were just showing you the difference when you're calculating the profit of one item. So there you would use this first one, profit equals selling price less cost price, versus what happens when it's like a bunch of different things that I'm selling and I want to know my total profit. Well, then you take your total income you get, which is the money you receive from selling all your products, less your expenses. And your expenses is how much did you pay for all of your products? And that is that. So that's it on profit and loss. Are we all happy? Can I get some happy faces in the chat if we're happy with profit and loss? Alia is happy. Okay. Shady, is that a happy face? To me, that's a very sad face. To me, that's like the most annoyed face in the planet. On the planet. Okay. I see some good emojis there. Shady, if you have a question, please do ask. I'm gonna scroll down so long. It's happy, but upside down. You see, upside down happy means very, very bad. Itandile's business question. There you go. That was funny that we're calling it Itandile's business. Hey, Kaylee, I hope that is enough time for you. Moving down into that. So when we have that, guys, when we have that, what you guys should know is VAT stands for value added tax. Now, what is that? In South Africa, so this is very specific to South Africa. In South Africa, a tax is included in the price of goods in a shop. So when you go to Checkers and you buy your milk, you're paying VAT. And so what is VAT? It's value added tax. It's calculated at 15% of the price of your items, and the shop will collect the money for you and give it to the government. Why is it going to the government? Remember, it's tax. What is tax? Tax is the government's revenue. For those of us who are writing EMS tomorrow, tax is the revenue for the government. So what happens is, instead of the government coming to our doors and knocking and saying, hello, you bought bread yesterday, please pay me tax, the shop collects it for us. Shop collects the money and they give it to the government on our behalf. And so what you'll see here is that you now have your selling price. And then because we have to charge VAT in South Africa, we have to plus VAT. And that is going to give me my VAT inclusive amount. In other words, what we are going to pay. Okay, and so we say, let's go back to a previous question. Liacho, you're back again. Liacho buys bread for 10 Rand and sells it for 18 Rand. So now that we know about VAT, well, if I want to sell my bread for 18 Rand, how much VAT should Liacho be adding to the selling price of his bread? Well, it should be VAT of 15% of 18 Rand. Remember, VAT is 15%, and it's 15% of what? Of my selling price. And so we're going to punch it into our calculators if we're allowed to, or do manual calculations. 2 Rand 70. Thank you, Alia. Okay, so that is how much how much VAT would that is how much VAT Liacho is going to add. Yes, Itandile.
Ma'am, is Liaho an informal business or a formal business?
You know, I'm gonna have to ask you to discuss with you. Maybe you guys can combine your shops, you know.
Because, ma'am, informal businesses cannot render tax, and formal business can. So probably the
100%. 100%, you are right. Informal businesses don't charge VAT, but we said he's a shopkeeper, so we're assuming the registered business and he's charging us VAT. Italile. Thank you for your questions. Made me laugh. Next, now that we know what VAT we're adding to our selling price, if Imihle goes and buys bread, which I don't think I saw Imihle with us today. Nope, she must sleep as well. If we now go and buy bread, now we know he has his selling price and he added VAT. How much is she going to pay for bread? Alia, I wish I could give you like a gold star right now. 100%. We take our selling price, which is 18 Rand, we plus our VAT, and that gives me my VAT inclusive amount, which is what I'm going to pay, which is going to be 20 Rand 70. Time is up. You are very right, Uma. I just want to see. Okay, I'm going to go through this very, 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 very quickly. This is the hack I've been talking about, guys. We have percentages, we have amounts in percentages, and we have amounts in rands, okay? So if I go back, oh, I have myself here in this example. Simone paid for a dress that had 33 Rand of VAT. So I know now my VAT amount in rands was 33 Rand. What is the VAT inclusive amount of the dress? Well, to calculate it, I'm going to go and I'm going to use this formula. Okay, so this is for harder questions. This is for very, very harder questions. If I know that my VAT of 15% was 33 Rand, what is the VAT inclusive amount of the dress? Well, I take the Rand amount I'm given, which is going to be 33 Rand, multiplied by the percentage of the amount I want. Okay, the amount I want is my VAT inclusive amount, and that percentage is 115 divided by the percentage of the amount given. The amount I was given was VAT, and VAT is 15%. So somebody do this calculation for me, and let us see how much this dress is. 253, Alia, let's see if you're correct. 33 times 115 over 15. 253, 100%. So I hope that you guys play around with these percentages and see how percentages will make your life so easy. And when they ask you these trick questions, you're going to answer it super, super well. And then, oh wait, so this is this answer. And then if I wanted the VAT exclusive amount, well, what would I have done? The Rand amount I was given was still 33 multiplied by the percentage of the amount I want. If I want my VAT exclusive amount, well, that percentage is going to be 100 over the percentage of the amount I've been given is still 15. And so if I take my calculation now and go and adjust that a little bit, I see I get 220. So that brings us to the end of our lesson. If you have questions,